What? I'm done. I'm stepping out of this episode.
3, 2, 1. Okay, guys, we're back with a surprise episode this week of Majority Rules. Our guests today have their own podcast. They're kind of almost a mirror image of our show, but they're just women doing it. Why don't you ladies introduce yourselves and tell everybody the name of your podcast?
Thank you for that marvelous introduction, Sean. This is Deanna G, and Jill and I have You've Thought It. Hi, Jill.
Hi, I'm Jillian Vida, and the full name of our podcast is You've Thought It, We're Saying It. And yeah, we might be like the girl version of you, but we like to think we're a little funnier. So
I don't know. I mean, you might have to chill out a little on that one.
We'll find out.
We
I
always
guess we'll
laugh
see
at
how the
girl
episode
jokes.
goes.
Everyone laughs at girl jokes.
We're about to find out just who's more funny.
All right, I'm game. So, Jill is from LA. Well,
I'm from Brooklyn.
Jill is from Brooklyn that moved to LA. For how long?
Don't get it twisted.
I moved here 6 years ago.
Do you love it?
I do. I think it was the best decision that I ever made, honestly.
What part of LA are you in?
It's right by UCLA, so it's like next to Bel Air and Beverly Hills.
Fancy.
It's called, yeah.
What's it called?
Westwood.
No, I never heard of it.
Nobody does. That's why we have to explain it the way that I explained it. So.
All right. Fair enough.
Mhm.
And you're single?
I am very single, actually.
How long have you been single?
My last legit boyfriend was two and a half years ago.
What is legit?
I was just going to ask the same.
A month, like more than a
So
month.
what's one legit? Like 6 months?
Yeah, I think like 6 months would be like a legit relationship, I think.
And
Like,
then more than 6 months is legit.
Yeah, because it doesn't
Okay.
count like a month. Like, come on.
Makes
Well,
sense.
I give it a full calendar year before like the real person comes out.
Make it 1 year to call the girl your girlfriend?
Yeah.
A year.
Jesus. A year.
And girls
I mean, there's a lot of good times that first year, and then like it starts to like be.
So
Get the
wait,
fuck
hold
out
on.
of here. You're
Hold
not
on,
finding.
hold on.
You're not finding a girl that you're dating in this day and age, our age, that's gonna date you for a year and deal with you not calling her girlfriend. It's not happening. So
I did.
let that ship sail on by.
You never know. You never know.
Let it sail on by, because it's never gonna happen.
No, but I meant it's like a really good time in the first year, like.
Oh, the
things are just
honeymoon.
good.
Oh, the
That's what I
honeymoon
meant.
stage.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I
well,
meant.
You
I
didn't
meant,
have
committed
to-
to do.
I meant that it lasts about a good year of that honeymoon shit before.
Oh, I thought you meant you're not calling someone your girlfriend.
That's
for-
what I thought.
No.
It sounded like you were like 7 months in and be like, oh, this is my friend.
No.
You know,
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
No, but like everything was flying high for like at least the first good year.
Yeah, first year is always the best.
Of
I mean,
course.
if the first year isn't good, then there's no point. You gotta, yeah.
Everybody's on their best behavior in that first year, of course.
You really
Right,
don't even
that's
know
what it
anyone
is.
for the first
That's what it
year.
is.
And then after when year 2 starts, it's fucking all the
I think it
psycho
was
that
like a
comes out.
year and a half before my ex took a shit, and I was like, "Did you just shit?"
You have so much to say about that. Do you want to weigh in on the shit?
Well,
story?
because it was like weighing on my mind. I'm like, "This girl never shits, bro. This is crazy."
I do it with the door right open while I'm talking to my husband. Babe,
I thought it was weird. I was like, "This girl never shits." I'm like here all the time. Like I practically
Wow.
live here. I don't understand.
No,
what's
but
happening.
I like the first time I heard my ex fart, I was like, oh shit. Okay. It's about to go down now. Once she farted, game over. It was game over.
if you're with a part,
What?
What was your reaction to that, though, honestly? When she
So-
was in front of you the first time?
You know, my reaction, the person I am, I said, you fucked up because now it's game on. You're going to lose. That was it.
oh, so you're gonna be farting in her face right back. is
No,
what you're saying.
I don't do the face. But
I mean,
went-
I'm being dramatic, but that's
I-
what's happening.
no,
So
because
you're not gonna be somebody that's gonna be like, did you just fart? That's disgusting.
No, I don't do that. I'm like, oh, you farted? Shit. You know? And
Oh,
then-
you farted?
No, I'll never forget it. My husband was like, did you just fart? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay.
So wait, how long have you been married now?
I'm gonna be married 3 years in December.
3 beautiful years. And you have a baby now?
I have a baby, a really, really cute 10-month-old. I'm not just saying that because she's my kid. She's really cute.
How was that giving birth? Really?
It was fucking delightful because I had a C-section, so I had to be cut open, and that's not fun. But I'm a rock star. I have a very, very high tolerance for pain. So I'm sub para, and I actually went back to work to make a few extra dollars 3 weeks after my C-section.
Is that like some unheard of type of shit?
It's some unheard of type of shit. It's like some like serious like superhero shit.
Like action hero fucking
Like action hero. Like I should have a cape should have automatically formed
Die Hard.
behind me. Yes.
Sick.
But it was good. I loved being pregnant. I felt the hottest I ever was pregnant.
Who are you?
I loved it. I love being pregnant. Jill, can you back me up on this?
Were you the one that like had more sex during your pregnancy than like?
So
right-
I'm gonna tell you how that works.
Tell me.
Everybody is different. There's a lot of hormonal stuff going on when you're pregnant. Every woman is different. I know some women that didn't give it up for 9 months to their husbands because they just didn't want to. I was both. Like I'm particularly a very, very sexual person. Like I need my sex. But pregnant, it was kind of like I could take it or I could leave it. Like it wasn't like I have to have it now. But what happened during my pregnancy, my husband was scared. Like he was literally like, is something gonna happen? And a lot of men go through that. They're scared. Like they're like, what
Yeah,
if
like
it's the baby?
and knocked up.
Knocked
I don't
up.
want to hit him in the head.
Am
Exactly.
I'm hitting the baby in the head. I'm hitting the
You're
baby in
real
the head.
overestimating the size of your dick if you think you're gonna touch the baby.
I know.
Yeah.
So I actually had my doctor because a couple of times like I would initiate it. I'd be like, babe, like, come on, it's been like a week. Like, let's go. And he'd be like, oh, just all right, but like I'm scared, and it just would ruin the mood, and it was just awful. So I had my doctor actually tell him that like nothing's gonna
I had a
happen.
doctor's note for mandated
It's
sex.
fine. Yeah.
I'm
Good to
And
go.
then-
Here's your pass.
I was just gonna say that, doctor.
Yeah.
Please fuck your wife.
Yeah. And then it was fine after that. But afterwards, a lot of women, like I know a girl who lied to her husband and said she couldn't have sex because you can't have sex technically. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm sorry for blowing up the spot, ladies. You can have sex whether it's C-section or vaginal birth 6 weeks after you have the baby. If your girl is telling you anything otherwise, she's lying and she just doesn't want to have sex. I know a girl who told her husband she couldn't have sex for 6 months because she just didn't.
I mean,
Just
what's the
didn't wanna do
percentage
it.
on I don't know what do you call it? What the terminology is for it, but like women that get like depressed after they have a kid.
It's
Yeah.
it's very, very common, and it is a real thing. So that's
Right.
why a conversation needs to be had. Like you can't be a jerk off and be like, what? You have to be like, babe,
Yeah.
what's going on? Like
I
why-
love your impressions of men. Like we're all fucking.
You haven't seen my
We're just cavemen that
We're
throw
just
rocks.
cavemen.
You haven't seen my impressions of women yet. Those are better. Jill's laughing because she knows. It's one or the other. There's no in between. I have a voice for women and I have a voice for men.
And you
But
have
it
a voice
depends.
for Tony from West End.
Well,
I have a
how
voice
many
for Tony from West
how
End.
many voices are in your head?
So is that including your own?
She doesn't have inner thoughts.
I don't have an inner monologue.
I have too much inner monologue.
He's convinced that she doesn't have she doesn't think out loud. Like in your head when you hear yourself talking to yourself, she doesn't do that apparently.
So you
Ever.
don't
No.
stop and think like, oh, this might be a bad idea. You just
Of course, but what an inner monologue is it's when you actually hear your own voice. I don't hear my own voice.
Oh, I don't do that either. I don't hear my own voice.
That's also why I never rewatch or listen to our own podcast because I hate listening to myself.
Oh my God, me and Jill love listening.
Oh.
We laugh up.
Fun
Like
fact about
if
that.
I was an actor, I would never go see my own movies.
Fun fact: I have never listened to one of our podcasts after it was posted.
Really?
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
and I said this the last episode too. I don't listen to any podcast. Well, I did listen to yours, so
I was just gonna say that, except for you thought it worth saying it.
there you go.
Because we forced him to.
Well,
That is true.
I
was
told him
scared.
he
I
needs
was
to-
honestly scared not to. Like
You
when
need
all
to-
those they came in like, we're gonna quiz you. I was like, fuck, I'm listening to it right now.
That's
He
right.
needed to do a scouting report of some sort.
You have to. When you have a guest, it's only right and professional that
Yeah.
you listen to the material so that
Of
you
course.
know what you're getting yourself into.
Right. There's no. I mean,
That's exactly why I did it.
you can't have curveballs. You should know the people that you're hanging out with.
Facts. Plus, you got to know if they're like a blatant racist or something, so you can't be
Right,
associating-
right. Because they're gonna have somebody come on with like a fucking MAGA T-shirt or whatever the fuck is going on
Let's be scared.
in a week. I don't need any political bullshit on my show.
No, same. Jill and I's podcast is fucking politics free. See you later.
Yeah,
Us
I
too,
can't-
that's the
I
first
can't.
thing we
That
said.
was like, no,
No, thank you.
no.
Not interested.
I'll
Yeah,
talk
we-
about fucking Moses and the 7 commandments.
I'll talk about anything other than politics. Nothing
Right.
is off limits except
Right.
that.
When people talk about politics, I want to shoot myself.
Yeah.
Like legit.
No.
And I always get the same reaction when I say this. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. And they're like, what?
Yeah,
this
that's
is I'm
Right.
like, "Ah."
No, like, this is what's going on in the world, and you guys started a podcast. You need to talk about it. And I'm like, I really don't. Thanks for telling me
No.
what I need.
And
to
you know
do.
what I say when they're red in the face and they're going crazy? I'm like, what are you changing? What could you possibly fucking do about it?
Right.
We can vote. And what does that do? Nothing.
well,
No,
it's the break from all that. Like that's why we keep the podcast
Yes.
politics because it's so saturated everywhere else. So it's like
Right.
that's one place where you can go and you don't have to hear anything about politics.
Right. It's on
So-
literally every station.
I actually would like to ask you guys a question because as you
no.
Please, thank.
as you
Yeah.
know, this is going to be an episode for Jill and I as well.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to introduce yourselves.
This is kind of why I was super entertaining the idea of doing a joint podcast. I was like, it's nice to switch it around, you know, and flip
it's
it.
great. I love having people ask me questions. Ask me whatever you want.
Yeah, me too. I don't give a fuck about what questions you ask. I don't get embarrassed. I don't get shy.
All right, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Do you think I'm pretty?
Is your husband listening? Is your husband listening?
He listens to everything. Stop lying.
What's your husband's name?
He's not listening. I swear to God. I just said I was going to ask uncomfortable questions because it's funny.
I don't care. What's your husband's name?
Dom.
Dom. Dom, you have a hot wife.
That, though.
My brother's name is Dom.
It's a good name.
Yeah, it's real fucking Guinea, but it's a good name.
It's a good name. But go ahead, Shawnee. Go ahead,
Oh,
Shawnee.
What
Shawnee
you wanted
Long.
to ask us? What else did you want?
Yeah, what was the question you wanted to ask?
I want you
Yeah.
to introduce yourself. You didn't introduce yourselves yet.
Well, all right. For everyone that's listening from their
From there.
show, my name's Sean. I'm 33 years old. I've been single for about 2 years now. We decided to start a
Has it
podcast.
been that long?
Yeah, I think so. I went through.
2
Oh,
years.
okay.
Was it 2 years? No, it was
No.
1 year. No, it's 1 year. 1 year.
I was going to say, Sean.
1 year.
No,
Well, look, 2020 is all fucked up. My clock is.
that's fair. Okay.
2020 don't fucking count.
Yeah.
So, Sean, you're 33, single. Are you ready to mingle?
I think I'm ready.
All right.
Think-
Excellent.
It took me a long time to like put it back together, and I think I'm fully back together. And probably.
Yeah,
I really love that you just said that.
I did the same thing with my last relationship. I took a long hiatus. I was like, I
Yeah.
need to get together because
Like-
I hate who I became from that.
Right. I didn't. Towards the end, I didn't like who I was with her, and like it ended on some real bad shit. And
Same. Are you me?
He is you. Like
Yo.
the more
I thought it was hilarious when we were all bullshitting about like the plot of like setting this whole thing up, and she hit it on the head
Yeah.
with fucking describing me, and I was like, wait, that is me.
I was like, are you
I-
a perfectionist overachiever that can't
Yeah.
that is ever good enough for?
Yeah, that's
It's
him.
like wow. I was like
Mhm.
memes of my head
And-
exploding everywhere because I was like, that is.
and Pasquale is me. No filter, tells it like it is, doesn't really care about anything, and there's all best of all.
Zero.
Yeah.
Zero.
Zero. Done. It's done.
High five for the nerds, though. That's you, Sean. High five.
I go to Comic-Con like 7 years in a row.
Oh my God, I love that. All right, so clone mirror image. Introduce
Yeah.
yourself.
My name is Pasquale. I'm 30 years old. I've been single for about 6 months
Oh,
now.
you're a baby.
Thank you.
Why? How old are you girls? I don't. I know it's like not the question to ask women.
No, I'm gonna be 34 in December.
I'm a baby. You made it seem like you were 55.
You're a baby for me. If I was single and I tried to pursue you, I'd be robbing the cradle heavy.
I like older women. What's up?
No, look. I think once everyone's beyond 30, it's all the same shit. Because
So here's the uncomfortable question for you. How old do you think I am?
I'm gonna play this safe and just
see,
go.
now this is not a game I like playing ever.
You said I told you that we were gonna ask uncomfortable questions.
All right. All jokes aside, ready for this? I'm gonna hit-
31.
Are you guessing, Pasquale?
Yeah, I'm gonna guess.
He's thinking. He's in thought. He's in deep thought.
36.
Never go older than yourself. That's why I went with 31.
I
I'm
did.
so fucking offended right now, by the way.
I did it on purpose, by the way. I did say 34. I said play it safe. I just.
He was full of shit. You can tell he was just fucking with you.
Yeah.
He wanted a reaction.
I'm 34.
Okay.
I said it the first time.
A
said
smooth
But I've
34.
never
34.
heard anybody say I look older than 30, so now I feel like I look old. So thanks.
You
for
don't
that.
look old.
No, you're not old.
You know
don't
what?
look
No.
You said
old.
you're not old. You didn't say you don't look old.
I meant to say you don't look old.
Pasquale, are you single? Oh, you
but
did.
Do
You
do
just
you all
said it.
feel old? Do we all feel old now?
No,
Nope.
I feel like I'm
Age-
still 23, just with a beard, because my beard didn't come in until like I was like 27.
I feel like I actually look the best that I look now than I
Me
did
too.
when I was. Like it's crazy.
I feel like I am the best version of myself now than ever.
Yeah, same.
Oh, I don't think
I
that. I let myself go a little.
Yeah, but you've been through some shit like recently, so
You know.
it's kind
Yeah,
of
I mean,
expected.
You're not right. You're not being totally fair. I don't think you
No.
look like you let yourself go, Pasquale. I'm just gonna tell you that right off the bat.
I appreciate Dom. Dom, move over, Dom.
Yeah, but I'm really interested to get into this baby weight conversation
Mm.
All right.
because I'm ready to rip your fucking head off.
Why? It's not. It's my opinion.
But you have to tell your opinion first so that everybody knows what you're talking about.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so she asked me the other day when we were like, "Oh, I'm gonna ask you some awkward shit, so like maybe you want to think about it for a little while."
So how about
I was like,
let's ask the question first, and then you can get into the baby weight, so everyone knows what the fuck we're talking about. All right?
Structure. I love structure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she asked you if there's a weight that you would not date, right?
And I
I
said,
did.
and I replied instantly, absolutely, because
Let's
I-
be real. That everyone doesn't want to fucking date someone who's gigantic. Let's just.
I mean,
be real, okay.
the fact of the matter is, no matter what you do, whether you're interested in a person or not, the
I'm
first
being
thing you go
serious.
for is physical attraction.
Yes,
100%.
we have an episode coming out about that. Stay
So-
tuned.
Look, it all stems from that afterwards. If I have
It
to,
sure does.
I have to be physically attracted to you to start, and then I will determine if your personality is dog shit or not, and then we take it from there after that. Like, I could be like, oh, look at how fat she is. I'm sure she has a phenomenal personality, but
But you have to
I need all the planets to align for me to want to date you. Like, it's not one of.
So you if
I have to
somebody
hit
just
my entire checklist, basically.
okay, so if
He's
somebody
fucking picky. That's what he's trying to say.
so
Yeah.
if some I can tell he's picky right off
So
the bat.
what? So what?
I'm just getting started. Pasquale was a little easier to
All right.
determine. I'm just getting started on Sean. I'm just warming up.
Yeah.
I'm just warming up.
The water's
So
about
you-
to boil. Add the salt.
Right. So you're telling me if she don't catch that like first glance, all bets are off. There's gotta be something first. So if the weight
I have to like scan the room and then look at him and be
So
like,
what catches your eye? So what catches your eye?
like a sexy face. Like I can't describe the look that I'm thinking of in my head, but
like mine.
like a body I could completely work with. Like I'm not really
Okay.
a boob guy. Like if she has a
So-
nice butt, I could deal with an ass.
Yeah, you know what? I
Yeah,
actually
like
agree.
I really could go for like a nice legs, but nice legs. She could be short, she could be tall. Like I don't really mind. Like the thing that strikes me is a beautiful face because they all look good in a dress.
Hmm.
Like you will,
That's not true, actually.
you
like,
see
see-
her face. If she's got a beautiful face, like they will make it work. Whatever they can figure out how to make the rest look. They can pull it off.
Face to you, like if you had to describe one, like what? would-
2 eyes, a nose, right?
Like,
Small.
like,
He's some ball breaker. Oh my God, the fights that would go on.
like basically someone that has a face like Margot
Oh,
Robbie.
okay.
Like
Someone
we
has a
talked about
face.
before. Margot
Bitch.
Robbie.
Now that's an answer because he was being descriptive. He gave me a visual.
That's an answer,
know,
but,
you know.
but Sean,
I appreciate you, Sean.
I'm not saying that I have to marry Margot Robbie, but I'm saying that is what I'm
That wouldn't be a
describing.
bad thing.
A sexy face, you know?
so your ex looks like Margot Robbie. Is that what you're telling me?
No, what my ex was pretty. She was very pretty.
Yeah, she was. She
I
was a pretty
hope
girl.
so. I
was
hope
pretty.
so. You with her for a long time. All right. So you got a type. All right. So now let's say Margot Robbie, number 2 over here, right? You
Right.
get married, you have a baby. Because like I'm gonna be full disclosure. I have struggled with my weight my whole life, right? For the first time in 5 years, I'm finally at a weight that like I love. I feel sexy, I feel hot, I love it, whatever. When I got pregnant, I was a nervous wreck. I was like, because my husband's been with me through it all. So he's seen me a little heavier than I am now, but for the most part, he's seen me at the weight I am now. And I would say, I'd be like, babe, like, you're gonna need a crane to get me out of the house. Like, I'm gonna be huge. I feel it in my bones. I'm gonna be huge. And he was like, don't worry about it. But I think every man subconsciously is worried about it. Maybe they don't vocalize it, but
I'm
I think
petrified.
that, right. I think that it's something scary, you know?
It is.
But to my surprise, I found out I was pregnant. 2 months,
You didn't look
nothing.
pregnant at all.
3 months,
Oh.
nothing. 6 months, nothing. I didn't start showing until I was 7.5 months pregnant.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, it's true.
Nothing.
It's
Nothing.
True. You
Wow.
weren't pregnant at
Nothing.
all.
Like it got to the point, like my husband was like, is everything all right? Like, you don't look pregnant. Like, what's going on? And I would be like, there's a baby in there, honey. I mean, it just, and I would say to my doctor, like, why don't I have a bump? Like, what's going on? And he was just like, Deanna, you look beautiful. You're carrying beautiful. Leave it alone.
Yeah, right. Don't fucking rock the boat.
Right. I
Yeah.
didn't look, I can send you a picture of how I looked 9 months pregnant. And it was just like, boop. Like
Yeah.
it looks like a little like bump. Like if I send you, like I remember my baby shower was in August. I was 7.5 months pregnant for that. I was like, I really hope I have a bump for my baby shower. This is going to be like really uncomfortable for me. Like this
Right.
is weird.
No one ever looks like that.
Right.
No, she didn't.
So
Seriously.
thankfully I literally got like a little like raise for my baby shower. But if you were to look at my baby shower pictures, you'd be like, she looks, and again, I'm gonna come off as a fucking conceited bitch and people are gonna tell me to get off my high horse, but I don't give a fuck. I looked like, you wouldn't look at pictures from my baby shower and say, "Aw, she looks so cute." Like you're like, she looks fucking beautiful. Like,
Damn,
is this
get
girl
off your
fucking
high
pregnant?
horse.
I like it up here, baby. But yeah, that's what happened. And then I had the baby and I came home and there was nothing. Like I lost my baby weight immediately. I gained 30 pounds pregnant. I thought I was going to gain about 80, but I gained 32 pounds, and majority of that weight I put on the last 2 months of my pregnancy, which is technically by doctor's orders is the healthy phase in the pregnancy to gain the weight.
Right, because
So-
you're like directly feeding this kid that's about to pop out.
Exactly. So
Right.
what I've noticed, and that's when the baby actually grows in mass and weight also. So what I've noticed, and you know, I'm friends with a lot of women, people, unfortunately, see, I have no choice. I have to be health conscious because I struggle with my weight. So I physically can't put anything into my body. I'll blow up, and I don't want that. So a lot of times when women find out they're pregnant, all of a sudden they think that that's like a go pass to just put everything they want into their mouth. To literally take a fucking shovel, put it in food, and put it in their mouth, and just start shoveling fucking food like Avons. And you know, a lot of people,
Maybe they're
yeah,
genuinely hungry.
and that's fine. But your first trimester, I can assure you, you're not getting that hungry.
Well, no, because a majority of that first trimester, half of them don't even know that they're pregnant anyway.
Correct. And if you were anything like me, your head was in the toilet the whole trimester puking because I was so sick. So
I eat like that now, and that's how I eat. I put a fucking shovel right in my mouth.
exactly. But again, women often forget that when the baby comes out, the weight stays. So you have to realize you have to be mindful of what you're putting into your body as well. I'm not saying don't satisfy your cravings. I hate sweets. For some reason, when I was pregnant, it was all I wanted. I was drinking soda. I was having Sour Patch Kids. Don't get me wrong. Like you, as a pregnant woman, you absolutely should and have to and are entitled to satisfy your cravings. But you also have to be mindful and realize that after you have the baby, that weight is not going to leave with the baby. It's going to stay. And a lot of, do you know, I was reading an article once, and 90% of men who cheat either during pregnancy or in the months after. And it's because of that. It's
Of course
because,
it
you know, right. There's a
Is
lot
this
of,
the part? Is this the
it
part
is-
you rip it to Sean? Because I'm fucking waiting.
No, I mean, there's so many
Well,
different avenues of how this can go.
what I first wanted to do is I wanted to explain why I feel the way that I feel and my experience. Now I'm going to proceed to rip it to Sean.
Yes, that's what I was waiting for the whole fucking time.
I don't think it's fair for a man to say that his biggest fear is that a woman isn't going to lose her baby weight.
Life
that's-
isn't fair.
Life isn't fair, but at the same time, like this person that you love is carrying your child.
Of course.
So I'm gonna kind of call your bluff a little bit, and I'm gonna say that when you find someone you love and she's carrying your child, it's not gonna matter if she gains 30 pounds or 80 pounds.
Right. Look, there's
It's
always a
gonna-
possibility that this unconditional love that I find will fucking transcend all things.
No, you're
But-
worried that you're
look-
gonna have a fat chick as a wife.
Yeah,
That's
but
what you're worried about.
I'm also not the person that's just gonna be like, yo, go lose the baby weight, or I'm gonna go fuck the waitress from the
Oh
bar.
wait, hold on.
Like,
No, you're
I'm
just
gonna
gonna
be like,
you're
I'm gonna
just-
be the cheerleader. Like, yo, we're gonna run fucking suicides on my block.
What if she don't want to? What if she's postpartum and she don't want to lose weight?
Well, I'm gonna give like a window, but shit's gotta get.
You have until you had 3 months to lose the fucking
And you know what
weight.
I would tell you? I'd say,
I mean,
go
I'm gonna
fuck
help her. I'm
yourself.
gonna help her get through it. But like, yeah, at some point we gotta shape this thing out.
Jill, you
So
had
you'll-
something to say? What were
No,
you
I
gonna
was
say?
gonna ask him. I was gonna say, so what happens if she is at a weight that you feel is not attractive anymore? How do you approach that?
I mean,
Like,
I'm gonna
what's
have
the-
to. I'm gonna have to make a mental judgment, like if I am still attracted to this person or not.
And if you're not,
We gotta figure something out.
Damn, kid. Shit.
I mean,
I mean,
think
yo, that's some real shit. Like, I don't know, man.
it is some real
Can you
shit, and
can you stay married if you're not attracted to your wife for the rest of your life?
Yeah, but you also
Abs-
got to go into marriage thinking if she stays weight, if she gains weight, then this is what it is.
there
'Cause
it
if
is.
if you gain weight, she ain't gonna be like, you fat fuck, I'm leaving.
There it is. And
You know what I'm
also,
trying to say?
No, but these girls, they love the little meat.
so let's be fair though, guys get away with a lot more of a couch, of a dad. bod.
Dad bods are in.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Right here. When I met my ex, I was like 170. She lost weight, I gained it.
But why is that okay? Why is it okay for Sean to fucking gain 30 pounds and her be okay? And then she gains 40 pounds because she's pregnant, not because she's a fucking fat slob, but because she's pregnant. And it's like, listen, honey, you gotta lose the weight or I'm gonna have to file for divorce.
Sean, take this one because I didn't fucking say anything.
I mean, it's one of those things that
All right,
doesn't.
it's one of those
It
things you're
doesn't.
very.
It doesn't make sense, and it probably isn't right. And I mean, look, if I gained 30 pounds and she was like, "You're fat, and I don't like you anymore," I'm probably gonna say, "Okay, if I can't lose the weight, you're free to walk." Like, I don't have a rebuttal because I know where my head is. Because
So
I know
here's
if it
a
was the other way
question.
around, I would accept it.
So here's a question. Go ahead, Joe.
I was gonna say, so if she gains the weight, right? She has the baby, and now it's like 6 months later, and she's still the same weight that she was when she had the baby, and you've had this conversation with her, and it's still just not clicking for her. Do you think that's a justifiable cheat? If you went out and cheated?
No,
Ooh,
no.
I love the justifiable cheat question.
No. I don't anymore because
Anymore.
of the amount of times I've been cheated on. Like, I can't do it. I
That's
just can't.
judgment.
I can't do it.
That's
Like,
it.
I will have a sit down and be like, I can't be with you anymore before I'm just like, I'm gonna cheat. I can't.
Aw,
I
Shawnee.
can't. Like, I can't do it. I won't do it because I know the way I felt like when I found out what the fuck was going on, and I was just like,
Well,
whole
we're,
crash
you
is
know
fucking
what?
ridiculous, and
you
I
know
couldn't
we're getting
never
into
do
that.
that anymore.
So raise your
Yeah,
hand if
yeah.
you've been cheated on. Raise your hand if you've been cheated on.
I've been cheated on. Not never. Not ever.
Yeah.
That you know
Wait,
about.
hold on. That you know about. Let's just put it out there.
Yeah, I mean,
Not even
what-
like on a whim. Like you like I think he cheated on me. Maybe.
no.
I've been blatantly cheated on, like in the worst possible way.
Me
So-
too.
Me too.
Three
Mine,
times in a row.
mine was horrendous.
My last.
Then I think you need to. I can't speak. I'm not talking about Joe because I know her situations. It was not her fucking fault. But I think I don't. I mean, I don't know. But
That's
again, like I said, I was just gonna ask you guys. You guys have married friends, right?
Yeah, most of them.
Are you close with them? You communicate about like personal issues.
Some
Yeah.
of them. I'm gonna say
Okay.
that.
It depends.
I want to say
Depends
like
on who it is.
50% of our friends are like the big not macho type that don't
You-
want to talk about.
You
sex.
got
Alright,
you got to
well-
understand something about our friends. No one's ever
Mhm.
serious. So if you do that
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
question,
that
you're
too.
just gonna
Then-
get a jerk off answer. Like,
Got
yo,
it.
guys, can I talk to you about something? Stop being a bitch. That's what
Like-
you
Right.
get.
Those
Oh,
there are,
okay.
most of our friends are not the type like if there's 3 or more in a room that are gonna get serious.
Honestly,
Okay.
They're
And
gonna
not because-
deflect everything, and then like the only time you'll get a straight answer is if it's just the two of you like over drinks, and I'm gonna be like, yo, I want to be serious for a minute. That's
I'm gonna be
literally
honest with you, and
the
not
only
be-
time anyone that's not me or this kid that'll get serious.
I was just gonna say that.
None of
Not
these kids
because
get
we're
serious.
on there. I think me and Sean are probably the only ones that get hot. Like,
The reason I asked that question is because Jill and I talk about on our episode, Let's Talk About Sex, Baby, the amount of married couples that we're a friend with who don't sleep together. And I think that that's insane.
sex or like don't sleep in the same bed.
No, sex.
No, like sex. Like I have a lot of guy friends that slide into people's DMs who are married and they'll like flirt, but like not do anything, but they'll flirt. And the people they're flirting with will come at them with something along the lines of like, okay, you're horny. Like, why are you jerking off? Go upstairs and fuck your wife. And they're like, nah, she's too tired. I haven't gotten laid in 6 months. Or nah, she's too tired. It's been like 8 months. Like it's nobody sleeps together. Like
And we
it's
say
bad.
Last time you have to blow 'em.
And nobody gives blowjobs either. That's
I mean-
another problem.
Repeat that again for all the ladies who are
I
listening.
said if you're too tired or if you don't want to fuck, you gotta blow.
Right.
you would think that, but they like
No, it's-
I don't
No, it's
know.
a fact. It's a fact. If you are allowed to be too tired, but when your husband or your boyfriend or your fiance asks you to have sex, and let's say you're not in the mood, right? You're tired. Guess what? Get untired, and then you got to give a blowy or something because the
have one
rules,
tap. You have
right?
one time to have a headache or to be too tired. After
Yes.
that, get down.
The
to your-
rules of success in a relationship is never say no. When it comes to sex, you never say no.
Fact.
Just that, I
Facts.
mean, I'm not gonna disagree, but
I have never said no.
some of these like
You're a man, exactly. You don't.
Marriages.
I can be dying from fucking anything. Corona
That's-
right now. I still have sex.
at some point
Of course.
I wouldn't-
these relationships cross a
What'd you
line.
say?
I've been with guys that wouldn't sleep. Like we would sleep next to each other and we'd have like scheduled sex, like Saturdays, and that was
Like, hey, 9 o'clock on Saturday. Take
Literally.
my
Like set the
Literally.
alarm so we could smash.
Jesus.
literally.
No, she's dead serious. Like this is what went on.
Did they like? Did you like
I never-
time the section too? We have
I'm
38 minutes exactly to finish.
But I knew if it passed like 12, it wasn't gonna happen too. So if
What,
it was
like
like a
midnight?
like midnight, I would.
I'm more of a guy that likes to have
Jesus.
it like if we get home drunk and just fucking rip our clothes off and go at it, or
Those are usually the best times.
I just get out of the shower and you're like, "What's up?" and the fucking towel just gets thrown off. You know, like that.
Oh wow, really, really cinematic.
You know,
Well, like
we're making movies.
I had like a phase where like
Not
I
like, hey,
loved shower.
when we get
sex.
home
I
tonight.
love shower sex.
Do you?
No, you
I-
know my favorite sex is waking up in the middle of the night sex. Like
Yeah,
when my
I
husband
love
like taps me on my shoulder and is like, I'm like, yes.
I love the little poke, and you know it's coming, and I'm like, okay.
Exactly. And you know how tired I am? Like I gotta get up with my kid in a couple of hours. It doesn't matter.
but we're gonna make this happen.
Doesn't matter. Let's get it on.
Because there's nothing sexier to me than knowing that your
The
man.
guy wants you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like when your husband's suspecting it, like you're just minding your fucking business, and he's just like, poke, poke, and you're like, okay.
All it takes is a good ass slap, and it fucking goes on. Okay?
So now, how did like somebody like you who's been married and all that shit? How do you keep that spark going like that?
She just said a little poke on the shoulder.
No, but how do you
I
keep it
don't.
like?
I don't
I know
poke
a
the
lot of
shoulder.
people.
He pokes me on the shoulder. I'm going to tell you the truth. I think a lot, and again, this isn't. I'm not directing this to anybody. I'm not putting these people down, but I think a lot of women let themselves go. I think that it's important to continue to stay dressed. I think it's important to put some makeup on, even if you're not leaving the house that day. Just put some makeup on. Throw on a fucking pair of jeans just to sit around the house, even if you're not going out. I mean, I think it's really, really important to keep things fresh. My husband is very, very into like he notices if I have my makeup worn a certain way, or if my hair is different, or if I have something that makes my body look different. Like he notices and he'll tell me like, oh, your hair looks good like that. Or, and because he does that, it makes me want to do it more. So I'm like, all right, well, my husband's going to notice my hair and he doesn't really like it like this. So you know what, when he comes home, I'm going to do this or whatever, and I'm just a good fucking wife. I mean, at the end, I don't really know how else to say.
Well, look, I mean, I know we have friends like they've been
Mhm.
couples a long time. Those that have
Yeah.
married for a while, whatever.
Yeah.
Some of them just like they lose. They're great in public and all that shit, but they lose like the spark of sexual interaction.
Absolutely.
It does happen.
I
It does
feel
happen.
like once a couple gets used to not having sex,
Oh, forget it. That's
game
it.
over.
It's done.
It's game over.
It is.
It's done.
Because
Yep.
then
But
you get so used to just coming home and going straight to bed.
But here's my question: How is that okay?
It's not.
How
It's
are
not
you-
okay. It's not okay at all.
How are you okay with not having sex with your spouse? Because at the end of the day, if a man's not having sex with his wife, he's having sex somewhere. Maybe
Or
not
paying
that way.
around.
I mean, that goes like both ways. Like
It definitely goes
so
both
is the
ways.
woman.
Oh, absolutely. But what I'm saying is,
It's not gonna
You think the woman's not looking at the UPS guy dropping off the package? Like, I could fuck
Ugh.
him right now if I wanted to.
well, 100%. But
And he always delivers. You know what I'm
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
But what I'm saying is, it's in a man's DNA. Like women can go. it
Whoa,
depends-
whoa.
It
Come on.
is. Men.
There are some women out there that are worse than men. Let's be serious.
Correct. But it is scientifically proven that
By who?
men.
By who? A
are-
woman?
No, it's scientifically proven.
It is definitely
by that
proven.
It can't be a
scientist-
fucking woman.
By that scientist Deanna Faye Gimarino, that you cannot, that men cannot last without sex as long as
I'm the
women can.
exception to that rule though, because
She is the
I mean,
exception.
I don't know. Like,
I think that's a lie.
I'm going on probably the longest I've ever gone without having sex. I'm like, since January, because I haven't been going out.
That sounds like a fucking torture chamber. That's what that
It
sounds
is.
like.
This is the worst
Well, then
week of my
just-
life.
Fucking get it together, Sean.
I definitely do not have the same answer as you.
I
Fuck
haven't been
that.
doing anything, so I haven't been hanging out with anyone. I'm not dating. I'm not doing anything. I go to work and I go home, and I've been doing that since all this shit started.
Maybe that's why he's so angry, D.
No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
But I feel like Sean was always picky, even in high school. I mean, obviously we weren't the best of friends, but I remember in high school you were like,
Well,
you
there was
kind of walked
a
around like
whole.
you were
It
the
was
shit a little bit.
it was a whole different world, though. I was like fucking a shell of who I am now. I was fucking like 84 pounds, like the skinniest kid ever.
I was
like,
actually
definitely-
just gonna say,
I did not get-
Mitch.
Sean
I did
was
not
like
get
this
like a-
big.
yeah, I didn't really get a lot of ass in high school, like how everyone else was like.
Why you all went to the same
Experimenting
high
and
school?
shit.
I don't remember him from high school.
I
When-
wasn't. I did like only a year and a half in Madison, and then like I started cutting school all the time and doing like dumb shit with other people. So my mother was like, "I'm pulling you out, and I'm gonna put you in Catholic school with your friends
That was my
from the
dad's
neighborhood." And I was
That-
like,
start to me too. You're going to St. Edmunds. I said, nah, I'm good.
so I
I
went, and I loved it, and
I would have never lasted at Catholic school. Never.
I only lasted because I knew everyone in there already.
I didn't even last at regular school. So
Yeah, well, I was down that path.
Guess what, Pasquale? Me either.
But like,
go.
I didn't like hit my sexual peak till like my 20s because
Me
I was like-
too.
I
I
was
was
like
gonna say yesterday.
I was like underweight and like everyone else was much better looking in our
Why
circle
don't
than
I
me.
remember you. How come Deanna knows so much about you and I don't remember you at all?
Because I knew everybody.
That's true.
I did. Like I was just a loudmouth, so I was friends with everybody.
So you all went to Edmonds?
No, I went to Madison.
Oh, okay.
I was briefly there.
I know.
He was there for a brief time.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let's go off of this. And since we don't really know each other too well, we said we were going to talk about first impressions.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about this. But go ahead. You know what? You girls go first.
You can go first on this one. I know you have a lot to say.
It's always me. I always gotta break the fucking ice, no matter what.
Because you're always the one that's busting at the seams to talk, so I just let you go.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna
Just let it go.
You know
I'm
what?
gonna say straight off the bat, I'm gonna pull a Luke Voigt, DJ LeMahieu situation right now. Jill, you know what I'm saying. Right off the bat, first impressions, I'm just telling it like it is. Pasquale he is my type. I would go right to him. I would gravitate right to Pasquale.
What's up,
Sean,
girl?
Sean, you and I would be besties.
Right.
100%.
I feel like you would be the
Wait, let
person
me finish.
that walks up to me and goes, "Your friend, I think he's good looking. You're gonna have to make that happen."
1,001%.
But let me translate what that means. So basically, Pasquale, you're Luke Voigt, okay?
I'll take it. Straight cousin. I told you this before.
So you know. FYI.
So that makes you DJ LeMahieu. Is that what you're saying?
Correct, because I always say that because him and Luke are friends, and I always say DJ's not my type at all, but there is a chemistry there where I think that him and I would be friends. And I'm just telling you right now, Sean is the type I would walk right over to, and he's the type that would call me up and be like, "D, I'm so confused about this chick," and him and I would have like legit.
That's fucking Sean. That is
Yeah.
Sean.
That is
We
me.
would have legit phone conversations. That's what happens. I mean, we probably make out. I'm not really sure how long it would last, but it would have definitely happened. Whether you wanted to or not, you wouldn't have had a choice because once I made my decision, that
Like-
that just
You're
You're going all in, and we're gonna see.
You got no choice. So I'm gonna throw you under the bus real quick. Before this started, you said Luke Voigt was your hall pass. So what's up?
Touche.
Okay.
Touche. Touche, that's fair. But that right off the bat, like honest to God, that's my first impression with no censors, no filter, right off the bat. That's just I call it like it is. And I mean that's a tough act to follow, guys. So good luck.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I never ever really do that.
Me
Ever.
neither.
Like, I can't gauge. You know, I'm more the type of person. This is what I do. If I'm in a room of people that I don't know, and now I'm usually very outspoken and outgoing and whatever, I'll stay quiet for the first hour
Me too.
and read the room.
Me too.
Because he's
And I'm gonna
fucking
say-
Jill.
And I'm gonna say, all right, I fuck with him and I fuck with him and I hate
Yeah.
her. She's a bitch and well, I'm not bothering with this one. And then I will come out and put myself on the fucking podium and invite everyone to entertain with me.
Well, I'm total opposite.
And then I'll figure out who I want to fuck with.
Totally.
In a row.
And then like everyone
it's
else
like,
will also figure out if they like me or
you.
not. And they can take a walk. I don't care.
But I have some bad news for you. This is not real life and this is not reality. We're on a podcast right now and you have to give your first impressions. So
Yeah.
Wait, you go first.
I
Sorry, Sean. No, he's got to answer the question. That's it. I don't care if you don't normally do it. It's
the girls had one
Oh.
answer, boys have to answer, then I'll answer, and then the second boy has to answer.
All right, so all right, that's fair. Go
Well,
ahead,
it's
Sean.
hard. Like, I had an impression because I listened to their show like immediately from when she hit me up and was like, "Yo, I listened to your show. I think we should all fucking work together, whatever. Here, send the link. Boom." And I was like, "Okay, she's the loud one, and
That was-
she's the one that like puts it back together. Like, all right, settle down and let's get back on track." And I was like, "Oh, it's kind of like us. Oh."
She sure does.
So like I can't really gauge like a first impression, especially I
You're
was like,
gonna have to try, honey.
especially that I was like, oh, that's Deanna. Like, I think I know her. I think we went to high school together like 20 years ago. And I was like, oh, she was the loud girl in high school that like knew everyone, like the mayor. And then like, I don't know Jill from a hole in the wall, and like didn't even know she was from living in LA and all that shit. I had no idea. And
That's
like,
All right. So your first impression is that I'm still a loudmouth.
right. I'm like, oh, not much has changed from high school, I guess. They started a podcast. She's still
Right.
being loud.
She's still being loud, but so you would agree though that we'd be besties. I think we're in agreement there.
I think we're in a good place right now.
Wait,
No,
what
I
about stuff of looks though? What would be your first impression?
I'm not Sean's type at all. I can tell you that
No.
right now.
But
None of them types.
I'd probably
I'm just saying.
no. But you know what? Like the creative mind that like to have the ability to have conversations like this, I'd probably get drunk and have sex with either one of you.
I was gonna say.
Who's going first?
I was gonna say the same exact thing, but I was.
You
waiting
know
for
what I
my
mean?
turn.
Like I'm like, oh, I could vibe with these girls. We could have sex. It's no big deal. I
So
feel like
maybe-
I could have casual sex with you, and it would be cool.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't. It'd be like, oh well, this is what we do. Like, I'd be like,
Jill
oh,
gives the best first impressions. I can't wait to hear how answer.
I'm scared.
yeah.
Yeah, you're
I
gonna
think-
have a tough act to follow after
I think
her.
it's
I
Jill's
know.
turn.
Shit.
Because I kind of nailed it with you already.
Yeah, I
said-
know. That's what was like shocking to me. I was like, holy
Yeah.
fucking shit.
Yeah, that I said you're probably an overachiever, perfectionist. You like to reel things in to have structure. Like
I
when you
need
feel like
structure.
when you feel like things are going this way, you gotta rear everybody back on track, you know? And it's like you're probably the one that as soon as the podcast is over, you're editing, like right away.
Yeah, I do
That's
right
done
away.
right.
And he
Like-
texted me, "Great show." I'm like, "Yeah."
Same.
And then I go to bed.
Like even
Same.
like when I'm in a relationship, like I like having things like scheduled, like sort of plot,
Like sex?
plot points in my head. No, not like that. But even like if I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do something random, it's like I have it planned in my head, but it's not really all that random.
Yeah, same.
You know,
Like,
like I want to act like I'm spontaneous, but I've been planning this shit all week.
Yeah, you're probably one of those people like I do, that you like make mental notes if somebody's like,
Yeah.
oh, I love this kind of rose or flower, and you're like, okay, noted. And then
Yeah.
when the comes, it's like, yeah.
Well, you know what it is? I know myself at this point that my friends used to always make this joke with me for years. They're like, Sean, you can't smoke weed because you're so fucking forgetful of everything. Like stupid. Like I have these like brain farts from time to time. So like I've gotten the habit of like writing stuff down and
Oh,
keeping
yeah.
notes and like trying to
Like
keep
he's right
track of
there.
stuff because I forget everything. And then like months down the line, I'll remember something that I deemed important a month ago, and I totally forgot about it.
Mhm. Yeah, so I nailed it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nailed it. Are you ready for your evaluation?
I guess so.
Well, I kind of knew, like, just based off the chemistry, that there had to be a balance. Because usually with podcasts and just friendships, there's a balance. So I knew you'd probably be the wise cracker, like that doesn't really ever have a serious conversation.
Wow. Have
That
you been spying on me?
no, I'm just a really good judge of character. That probably likes to be the life of the party and
Wow.
kind of likes the attention on him a lot, but then like can kind of tame it down, but only because you're conscious of it. Like you have to think about it first. Like, okay, today I'm gonna take the back seat. Like it's not in your nature to do that, but like if you think about it, you will. Like you don't mind taking the back seat, but it's not your comfort zone. Like that's
It's
not
really hard to take the back seat.
I never take the back seat unless. But that was good. It was good
That
job.
was
Dead
like
on
it.
balls accurate.
Yes, dead on, balls accurate.
that
I
was
love
good.
that. That's one of my favorite ones from My Cousin Vinny, by the way. And that's one of my favorite movies.
So, do you take this gift, I guess, that you have into the dating world with you?
No, I don't follow my own rules at all. I always
No,
No,
not at
that's
all.
that's what I'm for. That's why she calls me Glinda.
yeah, like the last guy I dated, Deanna was like, hello. And I'm just like, but this. And she's like, no,
And the
not
last guy you dated was from LA?
yeah.
Okay.
And you guys probably know who he is.
Wait, Pasquale
What do you
didn't go
mean?
yet.
He's like a
Look, he thought he was getting away with it. Look
I
at him,
thought I
he's
was.
laughing.
oh, all
No.
right.
I thought I was.
We got to do Pasquale.
That's what happens. I always make sure to come full circle and come right back to where we started. So I don't miss a beat. So you're not ever going to be off the hook. So it's your
He
turn.
really thought he was getting away with it. That was so funny.
So here's the thing. Listen, I don't like to judge anyone or I don't have any first impressions of anyone. I just get along with everyone, right? So here we go. I thought I was loud until,
And then you met Deanna.
and then I met you, and I was like, wow, I'm not that loud.
Nope.
But I feel like we are pretty much the same person, which is cool. And
Sure is.
yeah, Jill, I don't have an impression of you, but yeah, so that's it.
What?
Well, she's like
I don't
she's the mysterious one with her shit together.
like when you said you were from LA. I was like, oh, that's cool. Maybe
Yeah.
she's like, you want to know the truth? I thought you were like maybe like one of those LA nasty girls until I listened to your podcast, and I was like, oh no, she's pretty cool.
Yeah, I have a resting bitch face too, and everybody thinks I'm a bitch when they first meet me. So
I
understand.
hated her. I fucking hated Jill when I first met her.
Really? Is that how it
I
went?
thought she was such a fucking bitch, and I'm like, no, no.
But she just was always like this.
I was
And I was like,
Right.
I was the opposite. And I was like this, she wasn't fucking giving me nothing. I was
She
like, what
wasn't.
the
She
fuck?
wasn't laughing at your jokes, right? You like, she's a fucking
Yes.
bitch.
And
But
what
on the
hap-
inside, she's having a great time.
But what happens when someone doesn't laugh at my jokes? I'm like, there's something must be off. I mean,
I do the same thing. I'm like, there's no way that this person isn't entertained by me right now. There's something wrong with them.
but Pasquale, do you feel like people either love you or hate you and there's no in between?
Yo, you know what's so funny about that? I told some girl this last night. I'm like, either you love me or you hate me. There's no in between. She goes, what is that supposed to mean? I'm like, it's literally
True.
just
You're
either
polar.
I don't
you
know.
hate me or you find me so annoying that you hate me.
Correct.
I mean,
that
you
Jill,
love
how
me.
do I describe myself?
Yeah, the same thing. You either love her or you hate her. You take her. Or you
It's either I'm too much for some people and they're like, oh my god, Deanna's coming, she's fucking annoying, wow. Or it's, oh, Deanna's coming, oh, I love that girl, she's so cool. It's never like Deanna, she's alright. It's
I-
always one extreme or the other.
I really never thought about that with myself. I think I'm pretty level on a positive note.
So is Jill.
Right.
But most people love Jill because
I have
she's
another question. Ooh, I have another question. How would you guys describe each other?
Well, okay. So
He's
you go
my-
first.
Pasquale's my yin yang, man.
That's my fucking guy.
You know, like we have a
Um,
lot of shit in common. Like he's a very good, solid wingman. Like very similar interests. We always have fun, but way before we started doing this shit. Like when people were like, "Oh, you're doing a podcast?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing it with Pasquale." Like some people were like, "Why?" And I was like, "Why wouldn't I do it with Pasquale?" Like, do you see the dynamic that me and him have back and
Yeah,
forth? Like,
that's what it is. I was gonna say the same thing. Like ever since we were younger, me and Sean always clicked.
right?
no matter
That was
what it
always the thing.
It was
Like
always.
I was super close with his cousin. Me and him were like peas in a pod, and then he started hanging out with us, and I like threw his cousin in the garbage. I was like, me and Pasquale gonna hang out now.
Yeah, we were always the two friends that. It was just like, yo, Sean, what are you doing tonight? No matter what, it was just me. Like we were, and then you know he has a bester friend, but we won't talk about him. But whatever.
Well, I mean, he wins by default because I just know him for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, me and Jill's story is so much more entertaining than that.
It's
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like girl shit. You just have highs and lows. Like,
Yeah, but that's every girl. Like you guys can fight and be like, I fucking hate your guts, and then like
Yeah.
20 minutes later, it's like,
That's not
want to
it.
go grab a coffee? Yes, it is.
That's not what happened with us though.
So what happened?
Jill, why don't you kick it off?
Okay, so she hated me at first in high school because she didn't know me. She thought I was a bitch, which everybody does, which is fine. We did this thing called Sing in high school. and
Yeah, I
then-
know about Sing.
Yeah. So then we became really close after
So
that.
then you know me. Duh.
So then we became really close after that. And then college came around.
What the fuck is Sing?
It's
It's
like
a
some after school shit, like a drama program.
Oh, okay. Continue.
We put on a show at the end in like a
Like
few
West Side Story and all that shit.
And I was always the lead, which lo and behold.
That's because you're the loudest.
and I
No,
was-
that's because I have a bomb ass fucking voice. That's why.
Okay.
Honestly.
Shit.
and
I
I
heard
was
Honest to God.
I heard it.
No, that doesn't count. When I do my musical outburst in the podcast, that doesn't count. That's me being a dick. Oh, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
No, so I ran the show. I was like the student leader of the whole production or whatever. So obviously I knew Deanna could sing, so I didn't even make her audition ever. We wrote parts for her, and I think that in itself made her like me, and then we became friends.
It was a nice.
It makes sense.
And then
She made you the lead without doing anything. You're like, oh, maybe she's nice.
Oh, so she's not a bitch after all. What else?
No, like you just always had the pilot co-pilot mentality
Yes.
together. You know.
Yes.
And then we stopped talking. We just drifted because we went to different colleges and stuff like that. And Deanna calls me a nerd, and I guess I kind of was. I focused on school a lot. And
Nerd.
and then somehow we came back together, like a few years later. And Deanna had like a group of friends. Some were girls I knew from high school, some weren't. So she welcomed me into that group. And then like later, they decided that they didn't want me to be in their group anymore, and I got the boot.
No.
Damn. They pulled you can't sit with us.
And what
Yeah,
did Deanna do? Deanna was like, I'm sorry to try bespoke.
No, she didn't even say anything. She went along with it. She was
I
like,
just ghosted her.
Well, that's fucked up.
well, guess you gotta go. and so I went, and then
Packed your bags and went to LA. That's how butter you
years
got.
passed, and then I went to LA. And like 2 years after I lived in LA, I got a random Facebook message, and it was her, and she was apologizing. She was like, I don't know what happened.
It took you 10 years to apologize.
It was a long time. It was
It's like,
It
yo,
was a long time.
I'm trying to go to LA. Like, can you tell me where to go get?
No, I will. May I explain myself? Do I have the floor?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I was doing a lot of self-reflecting, and one of the things I always felt bad about is how I treated Jill in the past. So it was like,
Thanks.
right, she is. I call her an angel. I sing it all the time in my podcast. I call her an angel with wings. But,
So this whole time we thought Jill was the bitch, but really you're the bitch.
So you were having this moment where you were Billy
So I
Madison
was-
all your enemies. and
yes, I was
Yo,
Billy Madison.
I just thought the same exact thing. I was just
I
going to
was-
say.
I had a
Yeah, off the list.
a full-blown musical interlude in my head, and I said, I really have to write. I have to right my wrongs with Jill. I was going through a selfish phase when I was hanging out with Jill. I was losing all my weight. I was getting attention. I was finding myself. I said, all right, you know what? I'm in a good place now. I had trimmed some of the toxic fat out of my life.
Right.
And I said, I probably wasn't the nicest to her. And I just pretty much communicated that to her. And I said, like, I didn't beg her for forgiveness and say, let's be best friends again. I just was like, I should have treated you better. I'm sorry that I didn't. I wish you the best. I didn't even think she was going to respond. It was just something, it was kind of like the 12 steps, when you're
Right.
at it.
It's like, I'm going to do this and whatever
Exactly.
happens, whatever.
Right. So Jill was part of my 12 steps. I wrote her that message. To my surprise, she was like, don't even worry about it. It's not even a big deal.
It's in
She's
the
like,
past. I'm
right.
in LA now. Fucking.
Yes. She's like, no. But then she's like, I'm actually going to be in New York in a week. Why don't we get together? And I was like, okay. And then we
She
did.
make
We
a
got-
comment like, don't bring those girls.
No, nope. And then we got together and we dove into it a little bit more, and we talked and we had a great time. We had coffee, and then her and
Hashed it out.
yeah, and her and I have kept in touch ever since then. And then the quarantine happened. Jill wanted to see my daughter. She was like, I'm coming over. We put my daughter in the carriage. We were walking around the neighborhood. She was like, you know what I really want to do? And now Jill is somebody you plant the fucking seed and a fucking garden flourishes. That's all you have to do is plant the seed in a head. That's it.
Oh, like
So
the
where-
T-shirt yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas like me, I get discouraged after like 5 minutes and I'm like, nah, it's not going to work out, But she was like, you know what I really want to do? I want to do a podcast. And I was like, yo, I've been saying I want to do a podcast for years, like whatever. And she was like, okay, let's do one. How about tomorrow? And that's it. The rest is history.
Okay.
That's kind of how we started.
Yeah.
See?
More or less.
We were in a group chat, and I was like, let's fucking do a podcast. And Sean was
And
like,
that's
let's-
pretty much what they did to me. They planted the seed. And I was like, yo, I'm going to order all the equipment right now. Hey guys, due to a strange technical error, we had to cut this last episode short, but we brought the girls back from the podcast You Thought It, and we did a part 2 with them, and it's coming out shortly this week. So sorry for the inconvenience, and check out the second part when it comes out later this week. Thank you. Bye.